Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChartDaily. Today's January 30th. I'm going to be going over my chart, how to make your chart look like mine. I'm also going to be releasing 2 indicators in the next couple of days, just trying to finalize everything. And I'm going to explain what they do, how I use them, etc., etc. So we're going to go over the colors, we're going to go over the divergence, mine, my other RSI, moving average indicator, MACD, RSI. So first things first, I've been doing technical analysis for 17 years. I've always used the MACD, RSI, and sometimes moving averages. I've been tweaking my process to help give me a visual of momentum. Right? That's the whole point of using indicators. Instead of just looking at candle patterns and chart patterns, you're looking at lines to give you a visual of potential bullish or bearish momentum, right? And that's all you care about. If you're having bullish momentum, your swing trades and your highs and your lows are going up. If you're having bearish momentum, your swing trades and your highs and lows are going down. So first things first, you right click anywhere on the chart, you go to settings, symbol, I changed it to baby blue, transparency 100, same thing for the borders, the wick, I didn't change anything. I'm in New York, so I have my times to New York. Status line, I don't believe I changed anything here. Scales and lines, I don't believe I changed anything here, but here's everything. Canvas, I did change this. Background, black, don't want to see anything. Grid lines, black. Transparency, 0, don't want to see anything. Crosshair, I have it at 100. At gray, trading, I don't use for TradingView. Alerts kept the same. Events stayed the same. So that's for the color, the background, and that. Next, let's keep it simple. MACD, it's a simple MACD. For indicators, you click on this button here, MACD, moving average convergence, divergence. Click that one. Keep it the same, 12.26.9. RSI, same thing. Click on indicators, RSI. It's really called a relative strength index. Click on it. You would click this button to move it up or this button to move it down. You also have borders to move your MACD up and down. I like to keep it like 30%, 30%, 60% so I could see what's going on. Once again, you could always go to where, bring your mouse to where the numbers are, regardless if it's RSI, MACD, or a price. You could scroll up and down or just drag up and down. If you do that, it unlocks the screen and allows you to drag the price however you'd like. Same thing with the MACD. Right? Same thing with the RSI, and I like to do that. I like if this is the chart, the piece of the chart that I'm charting, I always bring it up so I could see everything clearly, right? Like that. So that's the chart, that's the MACD, that's the RSI. As you can see, the market bottom indicator is gone. I now have my own indicator that somewhat uses it. But first things first, you can see divergence for many indicators, volume 4. Go back to indicators. You would type in divergence for many indicators. It is by lonesome. I don't know the whole thing, but you can see here 21,886 people use it. It does not look like this once you get it, so I will give you my settings. Click on the second tab in inputs. I kept everything the same besides this. I changed it to regular and hidden, and I put the indicator names to don't show. I only want to see the numbers below or above to show me if it's bullish or bearish. If I see a number 4, 5, 6, I'll turn it back on to full, and then you could see it shows all of the divergences that are happening. But it starts to get a little bit messy when you have too much going on. You start drawing trend lines. So just to see momentum, I keep it on don't show. I also have it on, I don't have this checked for don't wait for confirmation. Some people do have it on. I want to wait for the confirmation. These are the divergences that it's looking for. So your MACD, MACD histogram, RSI, you could read those. I don't have anything on. I don't want to see any of the lines. I already have my own lines. This, once again, in order for it to turn from like a label or a symbol to just a number, click on the shape, bring it down, transparency to 0. Click on this, bring transparency to 0, or else you're going to start having too many things on the screen and it messes with your analysis, right? So I just want to see the numbers. Looks nice and neat like that. Once again, you could clearly see on a weekly chart, pretty freaking accurate, right? I mean, 5 divergences here, also lined up with my market bottom indicator, went back to the moving average. All right, so let's go into my indicator. Unfortunately, this is not released yet, but I'll explain what it means. First things first, the order blocks, right? Whole point, once again, is to see volume, massive volume coming in and out, where institutions are buying, etc., etc. So it does not look like this. They are 100% transparent when it first comes in. I dulled them down, so once again, I want to be able to see price action, not just labels and lines and numbers all over the screen. The whole point, the blue labels are bullish order blocks where institutions are buying. The red ones is large institutions are selling large amounts of volume, right? The market bottom indicator is no longer on the screen. I put it in the script where it makes the candles hollow so that it also acts as like a VPVR. You could see right here there was major buying pressure from 20,000 to 25,000. And then I also put in the script that it turns the candles white when there's more than usual selling pressure. And you could see there was a lot of selling pressure during the same price that there was a lot of buying pressure. Now, the way that I use this is, one, market bottom indicator. If it goes off for a couple of weeks, once again, longer time frames when you're using indicators hold way more value. All the way down to the divergence and the MACD and everything else is less fake outs, right? So if you're having it go off for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 weeks, you know there's a lot of buying pressure from 31,000 to 38,000. Then as you're going up, you could see there's a decent amount of selling pressure from the 49 to the 56 because that's where there was selling pressure in the past. Once you get past the white, if you do, you are now reaching into a new zone, right? You got past all this selling pressure, you burst it up. Next thing. Next thing. So that's the two indicators. You could see the white line. I created an indicator that's basically a moving average. You could change it to whatever one you want. I have mine at the 21 EMA, but basically it will change white or pink depending on if the RSI is above or below the 50. If you've watched any of my videos, you know the importance of being in section A or B. If you're in section B, you're in a bear market, cuzzy. If you're in section A, you're in a bull market, pretty much, right? Or bullish or bearish momentum, right? So you could see the candles go hollow. If the line is pink, you're gonna go back to the white line, back to the pink line. You have your blood, hollow candles, you go back. Selling pressure down. You also want to see buying pressure back at the white line during a bull run, right? During a bull run. Most recently, we went from 108 down to 88. We bounced off of the moving average. We're still in section A, and I believe we could potentially even pump higher once we do break that 110,000. The order blocks, the divergences, the color of the moving average all changes depending on the time frame you're looking at. You can clearly see we went below the 50 line here. The moving average went pink, and you were using it as resistance. Once we went above, right here, once we went above, use it as support, got past all the selling pressure, up to the races. And you can see using it as support, using it as support, using it as support. Your most recent pumpage, right? This channel that we've been in. I was telling a lot of my friends, you know, we're seeing a lot of buying pressure at the 92,000, confirmed with market bottom indicators going off for days and weeks. That was going to be a hard level to break. Same thing if you look at the top. You know, we got past this 100,000. We blew to the 106. So now we're here. We went down to the moving average. We're still in section A. We went back to the 105. I'm not going to get into technical analysis. I just wanted to show you how to set up the chart, and that's basically it. The whole point of this is if you look at a nice little longer time frame, it gives you a visual where if your order block is blue and you remain blue, you're looking for buying back at the moving average, right? Buys back at the moving average. Once you turn a red order block comes in, you're looking for resistance back to the moving average, back to the moving average, right? You had your white, your blue one. We went back to the moving average, right? We come down. These are all buys. These are all buys. These are all buys. Technically, the 2-day sell hasn't happened. It's just telling you to buy all the way since 53, 52, 57, 67, right? And then once again, on longer time frames, it's called massive moves to the upside and to the downside, right? This right here was a 17% dip. This right here was a 26% dip. This right here is still a 58% in profit. This right here, until your next one was 55%. I told you to buy more. I told you to sell here, 159%, right? This one here to here, 15%. This one here to here was 75%. This one here to here was 63%. The goal of this is to now put this into a program that I could fund and then just have it open longs and then take profits one here, or open longs and then take profits one here, and eliminate the emotions, right? The most important thing I could teach you is if the chart is telling you one thing, do not look here and look at the ticker and be like, yeah, but you know, this is going to happen and this could happen and this could happen. You know, if that's all I'm saying. And once again, the chart is telling me, I'll leave you with this because everyone's been asking me what's going on. There is still room to grow on the monthly chart. Right here, you have a ton of room until Bitcoin hits a point in the market around here, right? I think it goes to around here, 86 to potentially, 83, around there. Once Bitcoin hits this point, I don't care what the news says, based off of the past 12 years, it was a great time to take a decent amount of profit off the table because those were the market tops. Okay, when Bitcoin hits this level of the RSI on a monthly chart, right down here, it is a great time to accumulate your Bitcoin. And once again, this is what I mean by indicators. You could simply just look at this chart and say, every time Bitcoin goes down, it's a buying opportunity until we're here. Not financial advice, right? Take your pride. And once again, this was 17.5, 15.5, 13.5. If you remember me saying that, like, comment. This could be 125, 135, 145. 145, 155, 165, something like that. You know what I'm saying? 165, 175, 185. Whatever it is, the price that lines up with this right here, that's when the market should consider potentially taking a decent amount of money off the table. As of right now, we have formed, I'll go into a little bit, but we have formed an inverse head and shoulders, 1, 2, and technically 3. Once we break the 70 line, we're breaking that 110 and we're going higher. And where do you figure out your next resistance levels? You use a fib. It would go from your most recent high to your most recent low. All I did was left click from here to here. Zoom in, zoom in. Technically it's 120, but I always use 2 levels because that is a big jump from 108 to 120. So let's just say 114 and then 120. Get rid of the fib, and there are your levels, right there. Right there. From here, you're looking at 7 to roughly 15%. And that's the video. Next one, I'll be going over the alts. Bitcoin's dominance, it's still on a tear. Unfortunately, if that means Bitcoin's the mothership right now. Bitcoin's the only one that matters. Once you start seeing weakness in Bitcoin's dominance while Bitcoin is going up, then we're officially in alt season, because then that means all of your, it's a transfer of wealth, right? If you've made a ton of money from 15, 16,000 to 150,000 and you don't have a lot of new money, maybe you take some of that money and instead of saying sell on Coinbase or any of the exchanges that you're using, you just press convert, and then you put it to a coin that's extremely oversold, and then you double dip your profits. That's the video. I hope this helped you understand everything. The indicators will be coming soon. Once again, you line them all up. Make this a little bit smaller, make that bigger so you can still see. And then there you go, right? You just watch the waves go up, sell, buy, accumulate during the market bottom indicator on longer time frames, and let it ride. Enjoy the day.